Fuck, that scorpion's on the run already. Should be. Oh, Meroe. Oh, God. There's both a love and hate relationship with this level.
Kings. Volodnikov thinks one of those kings came from Babylon, and his tomb is where?
Where? What?
What's this?
Why?
King Solomon's Mines, property of Heinrich Horner.
Oh.
Actian
I see that hyena in the background. I seen it. Oh, there he is. Piece of
More
shit.
like wishful
Can't sneak
thinking
up on me.
incorporated, if you ask me.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you gain control is you're immediately going to want to get back into the Jeep here. Because these hyenas, they will come after you and they will attempt to eat your face. So, what you got to do is run each and every single one of these fuckers down with the Jeep. Everyone. God! No, no, no! Shit. Well...
I'm gonna step on the gas and save the big show. Don't be lazy 'cause I'm burning for you. It's like a hot sensation.
Nice. Okay. So once you kill those first three, there's usually three, there's always more out. You have to kill like 12 of them. Believe me, when you think you're done, you're not done until you hear, they'll play like the Indiana Jones theme, this kind of victory music, and that's how you know that you're done killing the hyenas. If you can't find any more, a trick is to actually leave the truck for a bit.
Well now, the miners were happy to blow a hole in history, but their tunnel collapsed.
Did it save?
Says the guy who
Don't
draws
worry,
with chalk
I'll
on the walls and blows up
You
walls
don't
constantly.
look so bad. It's the hyenas that bother me.
I don't think you got any place to talk about people blowing shit up, Indy. Doesn't work. Yeah, see, like as soon as you get out of your car, they just come gunning for your face. So if you can't find any more, oh nice, he just fucking ran right in front, piece of shit. If you can't find him anymore, just get out of your car for a few seconds and just wait. No! Jesus Christ, I cannot control this thing well today. Holy fuck, is she giving me fucking problems. And like this is like the only way you can kill them too. Guns do not work against these things. They're too fast, and you miss them most of the time anyway. Nice. Is that all of them? No, it's still here. Yes! Thank fucking Christ. It was so good they played that note for me twice. Save that game. So once you hear that, you know that you're done. You've killed all the hyenas and you're good to go. So yeah, that part's really annoying. It's a really annoying start to the level, but you need to do it because the boy in the mine that we saw earlier, he won't actually come out until all the hyenas are fucking dead, and you need him to complete a certain part. So the first thing you're going to want to look at is this door right here with the hands all over it.
This looks like the way in. If I can get rid of these bars.
Fucking bars. So our ultimate goal of this level is to get this door open. But there's a lot of steps we need to take to get there. Basically, all these pyramids that you see, they're all connected underground by just an incredibly confusing labyrinthine system of passageways and ledges and doors underneath the ground. And you have to go through each and every single one of these pyramids in order to light a beacon at the top, and you'll see why once we get to that part. But for now, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over here, down to this little ledge here. And we're going to actually want to get to the bottom of that pit where I blew myself up twice.
Still half full. If only it had a drive chain, I might be able to crank it up.
So we need a drive chain to get this elevator system moving again so we can get down to that bottom pit there. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run to that metal shed that you saw over here. God, I hope that fan doesn't pick up too badly, but I can hear it through here, which is pissing me off. So the very first thing you want to do is come to this metal shack shed thing. It's locked, but fortunately there's a window, and someone has kindly decided to just store TNT right by the wall, so you can just blow a hole in the fucking wall. And just do that. So here's the drive chain you need.
If I'm not mistaken.
There's also a trauma kit in here.
A medical kit.
And a bazooka.
A bazooka.
And some ammo for that bazooka.
Some more firepower.
And then finally there's a bucket back here. Don't forget the bucket. It can be kind of easy to miss because it's behind this box here. But you're going to need that to complete the level as well. So now that we have the drive chain, we can activate that elevator so we can get down to the bottom of the pits here. Go, go, go. This level's so wide and open too. It's annoying having to run back and forth between everything. But it is a very cool level. I will say that. It's hard, it's complicated, it's huge, but it's a very cool level. It's probably one of the coolest levels in the game, in my opinion. Just based on like level design and stuff like that. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship to me. I find the level really cool and interesting, but it's also incredibly annoying to do. So you're going to want to stand here and just do a standing jump when one of these things straightens out. Like so. And that'll take you right to the bottom of the pit here. Which is exactly where we need to be. First thing you want to do is inspect this overturned cart. Salvage that rusty handle. No, what you're actually supposed to take is the wheel.
Okay, this wheel will roll again.
And we're going to need that wheel for later in the level. There's a lot of items you're going to need in this level as well. So come down here, there's a couple of scorpions on the other side here you can shoot. And we're going to go down to the skeleton here.
What do you know? Something shiny here. A pocket watch.
Pocket watch.
It's inscribed Heinrich Horner.
Rough. So Heinrich Horner was the guy who wanted to open these mines up and create kind of a tourist theme park attraction out of it. But it looks like he took a tumble off the cliff like we did a couple times there, and that's probably broke both his legs, and this is where he died, was at the bottom of this pit. How sad. So now we gotta get back up. You get up basically the same way you came. I jumped a little late. You almost want to jump before it straightens out. Kind of when it's angled towards you. Ride this up to the top, and then run off, and then jump off like this. And we're good. And then you're going to want to come over here to where the railroad tracks end.
There's something over there, but I don't think I can balance on that rail.
It's too fat. So this is what we needed the kit for.
English gentlemen for killing the thief.
And now things get a little bit subtly racist, unfortunately.
Like English, yes?
Don't be too sure.
That's realized too, I bet.
It hasn't aged well, this part.
Mind.
It
I
has
think
not
there's something
aged
over there
well.
I need.
Indy kind of treats this kid like a piece of
Chapter
shit.
was very industrialized. He
doesn't treat him very
King
well.
Solomon's mine right here in Meroe.
Those mines are a myth. You gonna help me or not?
Shut up,
What
kid.
if there's something
Don't
I
be
need?
swinging those
Will you
tails
help me?
around.
Maybe. Depending. I don't do miracles or anything fancy, kid.
I have observed that industrialized men wear watches. Now, I have a watch. Ah,
Hey, not so fast.
Risk your life for me first, and then I'll give you this useless watch. It's just walking on air. So this kid goes and gets whatever this thing is here at the end, and comes back. He risks his life for us because we're giving him a pocket watch. How sad. And then he just walks across air again. And we get the crystal
Take good care of
eye.
this, kid. It once belonged to the man who discovered King Solomon's mines.
now I own a machine. I am industrialized.
To start,
Again, not great. Not great, but it was made in '99, so times were
Today
different,
at
I
11
guess.
o'clock a.m., I leave for Kenya. Soon I shall have my own factory.
And you never see his face again. So now we got the crystal eye, and now we can start actually entering these pyramids, which is wonderful. As I'll save the game here, I guess. So there's a ton of shit to look at when you first start this level, but there's only one way into the pyramids to start. As you go through the level, you'll start opening up doors and being able to get into them in other ways. But to start with, the only way you can get in is by everyone's favorite wall climbing up this one pyramid here. Let's see if I can remember the way there. I'll do my best to try and not get lost on this level, but I can't guarantee anything because it is massive and there's a ton of hallways and doors and stuff like that. It's very, very easy to get confused and run around in circles and shit. So hopefully I've remembered the right path and hopefully I can take you through everything. Oh, God. Keep going, keep going. Again, I don't think any normal man could do this kind of shit. Especially, like, this takes place in 47, so he would be, like, pushing 50, I think, at this point. He's pretty damn spry for, like, a mid-40-year-old, but... oh, well. Video game logic, I guess. I seriously doubt these holes in the wall would be deep enough for him to actually be able to cling to, but... like I said, I guess free solo is a thing, so there are people that do it. So, you're going to want to enter into the pyramids. It's a good idea to always kind of have your gun out here, because as you can see, there's poisonous spiders and a ton of snakes everywhere. Jesus, that thing came running at me fast. That actually made me jump. Holy shit. It can also be pretty damn dark in here, so it's a good idea to have your lighter out if you can't see, and then you can just light these torches to kind of light your way along. So, let's blast out this wall. And we are now on the other side of the pyramid. And that's all we needed to do in here. There's nothing else there. It's just an ending hallway. So we did that just to push this block out. And we need to push this block over one space. And that's going to allow us to access the wall climbing on this side of the pyramid, which is going to get us deeper into the pyramid. So yeah, there's a ton of wall clinging right at the beginning of this level, but once you open up more doors and passageways into the pyramids, you don't have to do this shit anymore. So it's nice. So you see a door down there, but that door is actually, that's not where I wanted to go. That door is actually locked for right now. It's blocked off. So what we need to do is we need to get to this other doorway that you'll see in a minute once I start climbing up this. pyramid here. That doorway there, that's the doorway we're aiming for. Because that's going to lead us to a button where we're going to be able to open up that doorway down there on the platform. This is very much a platforming and puzzle level. There's a few Russians that show up later in the level, but they're very easy to kill, especially with the Jeep. It's more about finding your way through this thing, because there's a lot to do and there is very ample opportunities for you to get lost. And then the next level is just as friggin' hard too. The next 3 levels, all the Egypt levels, are incredibly confusing and incredibly large. But they're some of the last levels in the game, so it makes sense. We're nearing the end of the game at this point. We're on like the last third, I would say. This is level 12, and I think there's 17 levels in total, and that's including the bonus level. So we're already past the halfway, or the 2/3 mark point, I believe. It's about 6 levels left. But they're all big and they're all long, unfortunately. So you can just drop down here. The door opened up for us, but before we go in there, you're actually going to want to come up here and jump to this little wall, I guess, here, and you're going to find the first treasure of the level, this silver idol here.
Idol.
And now we can go in through the gate here. I believe there's another spider hanging out down here, if I'm right. No, maybe not. Okay. You'll notice that there's a pull block here in the wall, so you're going to want to pull this block out. And then you're going to want to push this 1 space this way. And climb up on top of it, and that's going to lead you to your second treasure of the level, which is this blue gem.
Look what I found.
And then we can just fall down. Once again, good idea to keep your revolver out. You're going to come to this fork in the road. There's the spider I was talking about. And you're going to want to go left first. There's a spider down there. And this is going to lead us into the water room. And this is what we actually needed the bucket for. You're going to want to put your bucket on this little hook here. And that's going to start this machine up. Clipping through the walls.
Look at that thing go.
And what that's going to do is that's actually going to fill up that little pond-looking thing outside. You saw there was kind of like a little dugout outside one of the pyramids. That's going to fill that with water. And you'll realize why we need to do that as we complete the level. So now we can come this way and take the right, split in the path. Don't go down here yet. That's going to continue on in the pyramids. What you actually want to do first is you're going to want to climb up here and then turn around and jump to this platform above you. When I did my first run through this level, this was the jump. I got lost for about half an hour because I missed this jump right at the beginning of the level, and I could not figure out for the life of me where the hell it was. It's very easy to miss if you're not looking for it, so make sure you do that. You're going to come to this room here, and you're going to want to climb into this little coffin here, and you're going to find treasure number 3, which is a red gem down here. And hop your way out of there, and then we're going to want to take this ladder up higher into the pyramids. Your ultimate goal is to get to the top of all 4 pyramids, so whenever there's a chance to go up, you should probably take it. But that would probably be oversimplifying things as well. Is there a spider down there? Can't remember. Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna assume there's no spider in there. Okay. Can light up this torch, I suppose. So this is an obvious death trap. You can even look and see there's spikes coming down. So what you actually want to do is bust open this back wall here with Ergon's part. And you're going to want to hit the second button. And that's going to drop this platform here. And you're going to want to jump to that platform. And that's going to keep these blocks, that first block, from crushing you, which is what we want. So now we can come up here, And I believe there is spiders down here. Scorpions, my mistake. Light this up to make it not so dark in here. And there's 2 more scorpions on a platform in there. So try and crawl toward the skeletons so you have as much time as you can before they come at you. Most of the time they just stay up on the ledge anyway. And you're going to find the 4th treasure of the level. Another blue gem. And you're also going to find 2 medicinal sprigs by the skeleton here.
Now what? Medicinal herbs.
I'd like to know the story behind some of these skeletons. Like how that guy just ended up there, of all places. Who was he? How long has he been there? I wish it would tell you some of these things. Okay, so now I'll just take this ladder up. I love how the world just seems to tilt around him when he climbs an angled ladder. Like, it's not his feet. The whole world, like, shifts on its axis just so he can climb this ladder. Climb up here. And here's where we need to be. So we reach the peak of the first pyramid. And what you're going to want to do is light up these sticks in the middle of the room. And that's going to start this cutscene.
Prismatic eye. What's it looking at?
Mysterious stuff. So that is going to be our goal for the first part of the level anyway, is you're going to want to crawl through all of these pyramids, and you're going to want to get to the top of all 4 of them and light these bundles of sticks so that the eyes will light up the way for you. Oh, Jesus. I'm in the dirt. That was weird. Okay. And then we can just slide down the slope, and you're back to where we were at the beginning here. So now we can take this pathway down to the next part of the pyramids. Drop down here. Drop down here. I forget if there's a spider down here or not. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Just a bunch of snakes. So you're going to get into this part here, and you're going to want to push this button here and back way the fuck up, because there's going to be a ton of snakes coming at you. Shoot the snake at your feet, you moron. Come on, come out of there. Snakes are like probably the shittiest of the creatures in this game. They don't come at you nearly as fast as spiders and scorpions, and they don't seem to bite nearly as quick. So there might still be one in there, but I don't see anything, so I'm just going to crawl through. And we reach this room here. Nope, I don't see anything. So I think we're good. Light this up. And we can jump up here. So you're going to get to this part here. I like to do this part on the left first because it opens up a door. Jeez, didn't even see. It opens up a trap door in the desert that allows you to get back into the pyramids much quicker, which I like. So you can bust this, and you're going to get treasure number 5, I believe, these gold coins. And then you cannot push this door, unfortunately.
Like why doesn't it open?
But you can use Durgan Spider. And that's going to lead you to some medicinal herbs.
Look what I found. Medicinal herbs.
And it's also going to lead you to another cracked wall. This place is coming down at the seams. Shoot that scorpion, hit this button, and that's actually going to open up a trapdoor right in the middle of the desert.
Uh-oh.
And it's also going to draw the Russians in, unfortunately.
Rats, they're everywhere.
But fortunately, I don't think they can get into the pyramids as far as I know. I've never seen them come in here, so I'm just going to assume they can't get in here. I'm going to come back to this section later. But for now, I want to backtrack and do this other part. I only did that part first because I really want to get that trap door open because it saves me a ton of time instead of having... Otherwise, you have to climb up that wall again and drop onto that platform, which really sucks, and I hate doing it. This is a really long jump, but you gotta make it. Push this button here, and that's going to raise that. And then we got a timed puzzle here, where you gotta go underneath here and pull out this block before this thing crashes down on your face. Perfect. So now we can climb back up here. We'll wait for that thing to fall. There we go. And now we can shimmy across to the next section of the pyramids here. Okay. Now we can go this way, and you're going to come to another fork in the path, which is this eye block, which blocks off your progress immediately. But you can also enter this room with all the crypts as well. And that's where we're going to want to be. You're going to want to climb up on one of these and jump to the next platform here. Couple of snakes up here on the other side of this doorway. A bunch of snakes, actually.
Oh no, snakes.
But you're on a raised platform, so it's easy enough to kill them all before they get at you. Indy's pretty bloodthirsty. Okay, so now we are in the tomb, I guess, of this area, the crypts here. You can push that block out. This allows you another entrance into the pyramid. It's often at this point in time when I go out and kill the Russians as well. So this was that block that was kind of wedged in the wall. You may have seen it. There's a poison kit over here. And this is the part where I like to take out the Russians just to get them out of the way. I like making a run for my Jeep a lot, because it's way easier to kill them with the Jeep, and you save a lot of ammo.
Sтой!
Someone blew themselves up, I think. Okay, let's kill some commies. These guys aren't nearly as agile as the hyenas, so you can kill them pretty easily. There's one guy over here by his truck. No? Did I get all of them? No, I might have already got all of them.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
It's not safe to get out here.
Okay, so you can just collect your weapons, and that's pretty much it for the combat in this entire level. Other than shooting spiders and snakes and scorpions, I suppose. That's about it. This guy's got a grenade. Make sure to pick that up.
A grenade?
Couple more guns. Okay. So now we can run back in and do our thing. And that opens up this entrance into the pyramids as well. So, we're going to want to jump up onto this crypt here. And then jump to this taller one over here, as there's a hole in the roof here. A little too close. There we go. And there's a spider up there waiting for you, so pull out your revolver real quick. And you're going to find treasure number 6, I believe.
What's this?
There's this 5. No, I believe this is 6, the green gem here. And you're going to want to make sure to come in here, blast this away with Ergon's part. That may look like it's done nothing, but it's actually created a hole in the crypt roof over there. And then we can climb up here. and up here, and this is going to lead us to the peak of pyramid number 2. If he wants to get up there. Perfect. So we got the second one lit up.
Another eye. The shaft is pointing at the desert floor.
Oh my god. So now we can take this back down, all the way back down to the room we were in before. A lot of backtracking as usual. But now, as you can see, there is a hole in the roof that we blew through with Ergon's part. And that's going to lead us to treasure number 7, this gold idol here.
An idol.
And we can now push this door down. Get out this way. So there's 2 ways you can go back. You can go back using the trapdoor we made in the sand, or you can just go back the way we came, which is what I'm going to do. Ooh, torches. Always take the time to light up torches. It's just an OCD tendency of mine. So the eye is not going to let you past if it can see you, but luckily we have Tacklet's part so we can turn invisible. And that's going to allow us past this section here into this huge burial chamber. There you are. And you'll notice that there's a cracked wall here. And that's going to lead us to treasure number 8, these silver coins here. And you may be thinking we're done with this room, but you can actually climb these crypts. They are a ladder. This part is kind of confusing as well. A lot of people get stuck here because they don't like, you wouldn't assume that you could climb just tombs of people, because it doesn't look like a ladder, but you can climb it. And that's going to lead you up here to this next part. There's a scorpion or spider in the corner. Don't forget to kill him. And there's another one down here that you're going to want to kill. Okay, so we can't get up here yet. We need to open this. This is actually the symbol for those jewels, that levitation thing, but we can't get to the jewel because there's a roof overhead right now. So we're going to have to open up that roof, and that's going to be our first order to business in here. And this is the part that really makes me, like, think, like, how does this make sense? Because, like, this was 3,000 years ago. There was no way in hell they were communicating with each other, the 4 apostles or whatever that broke from Babylon. So how the fuck did this guy in Egypt know that the guy from Mexico, like Teotihuacan is where we found that levitating item, how did he know that he had that? And why would there be traps in this pyramid or progress blockers that required the use of that item? Because up to this point, none of them have item-specific puzzles to figure out. But this one does, for just no reason. So that's going to open up the roof to this thing. And it's timed as well. So you're going to want to run down to this elevator. Run to this one. And then climb up here onto this little ledge. Immediately get out Azrim's part. And you're going to want to take this all the way to the top. And we are up at the 3rd peak of the pyramid. But again, that makes no sense to me why this would be here in the first place. I mean, I guess they kind of knew what they did in Babylon, but it's stupid that this one particular level requires a part that you've already got. Like, what if we... Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. When did I last save? Fuck, it's been a while, hasn't it? Okay, I am finally back after all that garbage, so I'm going to quick save it here. That was totally careless. That was a dumb mistake on my part. I just ran into the hole. What you're actually supposed to do is stand next to the edge of this thing, take out Azrim's part, and just hit action. And he'll jump into the stream, and you just head down that way. So, good for us. Amazing stuff. So, yeah. Don't fall down the hole like I did. That was dumb of me. But yeah, what I was mentioning before that garbage happened is, yeah, just... It's weird that Egypt is the only place that requires previous items. And I mean, I guess you could make the case that, like, Ergon's part, you require to, like, proceed in certain areas. But those are, like, cracked walls. Like, I can believe that walls have cracked over the years, right? And you don't really, like... It's not really the same, at least in my eyes. So what we're going to want to do is go all the way back to that fork where we opened up the trapdoor in the sand there. Back this way. But instead of going down that path, we're gonna want to go down this one. But before we get there, there is a platform above us. If we jump there and crawl underneath, you are going to find treasure number 9. I believe the silver bar.
Aha.
Just tucked away in this little room here. This is another treasure that's pretty easy to miss because it's pretty dark up here. Okay, so we've lit 3 of the pyramids. We just need the last one. Get some medicinal sprigs here. Okay, so we are now actually inside the mine. This is where you get to once you open up the doors. I actually don't think there's any way out here. So if you fall down there, you're obviously going to die anyway. But if you somehow manage to survive, I don't think there's any way you can actually get out of the pyramid, get out of that area. So I think you're fucked to begin with. Or you're fucked either way. There's a block there that we can't move yet. So what you got to do is shimmy across to this other hole you see up here. Keep going. Oh, I wish my phone would stop going off. That's annoying. Okay. So you're going to come to another fork here. There's a spider here that'll come at you, so just shoot it. There's a couple spiders. Actually, I didn't see that one. There's a bunch of them up there. Is that it? Okay, that's all of them. But before we go that way, you're going to want to come down this way here. And this is going to lead you to your 10th and final treasure of the level, the gold bar here. And it's also going to lead you to more medicinal sprigs.
Medicinal herbs.
Get lots of medicine on this level, which is always a good thing. So now we'll go back the way we need to go, and now we can pull out this block here. Right over the spider. Crush him underneath it. Then we can climb up here and climb up to this part here. And then you're going to want to jump to this platform here. Shimmy across and drop onto here. There's a spider here though, so be aware. Shoot him, and then we can use this ladder to get up to the next level. I remember the first time I did this level, this was actually the first pyramid I lit because I missed all the other ones because I'm an idiot. So that's grand. So you're going to want to jump across to this here and drop and grab the bundle of sticks. So for this last pyramid, the bundle of sticks isn't actually where it needs to be. So you got to make sure to collect it first. You can attempt to make this tricky jump back. Sometimes it doesn't work though, so make sure to quick save before you make it. And then you're just going to want to drop down here, shimmy across, and climb up here. I think there might be another spider up here if I remember right. Yes, sir. Ah, climb up on the stupid ledge, you moron. Light this up. And then you need to get out your whip. First time we use the whip, and I think the only time we use the whip in the entire level. And then we will get up into this area here, and this is going to lead us to our fourth and final pyramid. He wants to climb his ass up there. Yes, sir. So the firewood's not here, so make sure to place it. No, not the lighter. The light that shows all. No, that's not what I wanted.
There.
There we go. Now we can light her up. And now we've got all 4 eyes glowing, which is what we want. So we're done part 1 of this level, so we can move on to part 2. There's a wall you can crack here, and this is actually going to give you a shortcut outside. So this was the last little ladder bit, I suppose, here. You don't really need to use it, but there we go. So now we're on the back side of this other pyramid here. So now what you need to do is you need to figure out where these beams of light are pointing at. So for example, this yellow beam, it's pointing here. But unfortunately there doesn't seem to be anything there. But if you look real close, there's a scorpion here, I forgot about that. You can see that there's something underneath this one block. So we got to uncover that something. So what you're going to want to do is pull this block back 1 spot. And push this 1 spot to get it off of whatever it's hiding. Oh shit! It's rising out of the grave! Okay. And now we're going to need to be able to access this statue, so we're going to want to push this one this way afterwards. And then you notice that its eye is missing, so we're going to have to use that crystal eye that we got right at the beginning of the level
Dr. Jones
and place that where it belongs. And that'll open 1 arm. So now you realize what we gotta do to complete the second half of this level here. We're going to need to take the eye back. We're going to need to find out where all these beams of light are pointing at. And we're going to need to raise these statues and put the eye inside them so we can get the door to slide open.
First aid.
There's also a small med kit here as well. So the purple beam is pointing around here. You just gotta run to it. And once you step on the correct square, it'll raise up the statue. And it's the same process as before.
I guess I need a prism here.
Stick the minecart wheel in his eye, why not? See what happens.
Okay. What do you see?
And there's 2 open. And of course you can do this in any order you want. If you want to do the fires 1 at a time and then come down and do this, you can. But it's going to take you a lot longer to do that than if you just light them all up at once. Because you're going to be constantly backtracking through the pyramids and having to open new doors and stuff like that. So I just find it's easier to light them all up at once. And then deal with this part afterwards. So this eye is pointing down really close to where the pyramid is. It's just right here. But this is a really cool concept, actually. It's one of the cooler concepts in the game, these seeing eye statues. There's no way it would fucking work. There's no way that they would have had the technology to make any of this shit work properly, but it's still pretty cool. Like, how does looking at colored light somehow unlock that hand? What mechanism 3,000 years ago would be able to do that? Zero. That's the answer to that question. Absolutely none. Okay. So the last one is this pyramid here. That one with the hippo-looking thing on it. And it's pointing toward the left behind the largest pyramid here. So we're going to want to go here. And this is why we actually wanted to fill that pool full of water, because this beam of light actually reflects off of the water to where it's supposed to be. So if the water was not filled up, it wouldn't work properly. And as you may have noticed, there's also some more medicine in this little pool here. There's medicinal herbs and medicinal sprigs. So be sure to pick them up, and then we can go get this last statue here. Now we can put the eye in this thing. And open up that door. Into the mines. Froze up there for a second. For a second I thought it was going to give out. But it did not, thank God. Okay, so now we can enter into the mines. But before we do that, there's one more item we need to grab. You're actually going to want to head back to the Jeep, so I hope I parked it close to the opening entrance of the mines. Probably did not. Nope, of course I didn't. Fuck. I didn't plan this well. So we're going to want to run back to the Jeep, and you're actually going to want to take the gas tank off of the back of it.
What have we here? Some gasoline.
I'll just drive it over there, save myself some time. Ah, what the hell did I hit? There's nothing there. Jesus, it could have killed me.
Nope.
Okay. So now we can enter into the mine shaft. And there's actually nothing in here except for this cart, so don't bother looking around. I've already done it. So the cart needs a minecart wheel to be fixed up, and it needs some gas. So put the wheel in place, go to the back, and drop the gasoline in it.
All aboard.
Now we can journey on to the next level. We just hit action to get in and start this thing up. Killing some snakes along the way. Fuck those snakes. And we're through. Hooray! And that's Meroe. Like I said, probably one of the most complex and hardest levels in the game. Unfortunately, the next level is not any easier. It might be the only level in the game to rival this one for complexity and length, but it's a really fun level. You get to take the minecart around and just rip around on minecart tracks like in Temple of Doom, so it's really fun. This level's pretty fun and interesting too. I enjoy it even if it is long and hard, because it's got a very interesting concept behind it, and I like the stage of puzzle where you gotta unlock the lights first, and then you gotta unlock all the statues to open up this door. So 10 treasures found. That 21 minutes is of course only measured since I last died, so it's a lot longer than that. It's probably about 50 minutes to an hour in total if you don't have to backtrack or do anything. So yeah, you get a ton of medicine from this level, so hopefully you shouldn't need any more of that shit. You should be okay for that. I might buy one more auto pistol round. Submachine gun, I'm good. I think I'm good for pretty much everything else, so maybe just buy another auto pistol clip. And so yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We got through one of the longest levels in the game. We just got the next 4 to go, so pretty fun. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.